I've always been fascinated by cheap rip-offs of animated films. Some studios have become actually kind of famous because of this. I think a good example would be Video Brinquedo, a Brazilian animation studio responsible for the likes of Gladiatoriums and Ratatouille, among other movies. While Video Brinquedo has had quite a lot of coverage from the YouTube community, I feel like there's another studio that deserves more of the spotlight. I am talking about Dingo Pictures. Dingo Pictures must be one of the most bizarre animation companies I've ever come across. Born as a media concept in 1993, they changed their name to Dingo Pictures in 1995. I mean, the company is really only two people, a German married couple consisting of Ludwig Ickert and Simon Grace. And yes, I'm aware I butchered those two names. Some of their movies, originally in German, were translated to English and usually sold as PlayStation games, alongside a bunch of shitty minigames which in some way related to the movie, which honestly I just find strange. If you'd like to delve deeper in the game aspect of this company, I suggest you watch Kadikarus' video on their Dalmatians ripoff. Anyhow, out of all their movies, one in particular that strikes me as strange is their own adaptation of Victor Hugo's classic 1831 novel, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which was popularized for younger audiences by the 90s movie made by Disney. Now, while that movie did take some liberties from the original novel, I still really like it, and to me, it's still one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I especially like the scene in which Quasimodo uses one of the bells in the church in order to approximate e to the negative x squared and calculate the Gaussian integral. Anyhow, I thought that it might be nice to take the time to pick apart the disaster of an animated feature that is Dingo Pictures' version of this story. So right away we can see that the quality of the drawings here is subpar. I mean, I understand that there was a single married couple working on this project, but regardless, this product was sold on shelves, so I feel like some minimal standard of quality has to be upheld. So baby Quasimodo is left on the steps of Notre Dame, and holy shit, what the actual fuck is that? I mean, for real, I can't tell. Is he happy? Is he sad? He can't seem to make up his mind when it comes to emotions. He just keeps on shifting. Is an alternating current running through him? Is that the reason for the spasms? Something is definitely wrong with this world.
It can't be Christian. It should be thrown into the fire, I'm sure.
You're right, you are, sister. It belongs in a great big fire!
Holy shit, woman. I mean, I get it, he's ugly, but I feel like you just want to burn this kid for fun.
What are you so excited about? Make way!
So Frollo adopts a child and names him Quasimodo. One thing I do want to point out that I actually find quite interesting about this film is how, unlike in the Disney adaptation in which he was a judge, Frollo is actually a religious figure in this movie, more like the original novel in which he was an archdeacon, although in this one, he's actually the Abbé of Notre Dame. Honestly, I don't know why this change was made. In the original novel, the psychological struggle Frollo was going through and being torn apart by his ties to religion on one hand, and his lust for Esmeralda on the other, was brought to life even more by his position in the church. But I honestly could not begin to fathom what sort of effect this might have on this adaptation. Also, I don't know why, but this guy reminds me of Krillin from Dragon Ball.
A few years later, Claude Frollo became Abbé of Notre Dame. Quasimodo grew rapidly.
And here's our first look at adult Quasimodo. The guy looks like a teenager with a bad case of acne who took too much testosterone. Plus, the fact that he's a hunchback is barely even noticeable here.
Look, there goes the Abbé!
Of course, typical medieval French attire. He kinda looks like he's dancing though. I mean, give him a stereo, sunglasses at a snapback, and he's pretty much ready to roll in your next Gennaro Grab music video.
The first time he hung on the bell toll, his face lit up with joy.
I feel like Kyoto Animation would just be jealous of these guys.
You are my favorite, Marie.
Credit where credit is due. If faithfulness to the novel is what they were going for, then they do score a few points here. Quasimodo was impaired in his speech in the original novel, a detail that I'm guessing was removed from the Disney adaptation to make the character a little easier to work with. On this point, I am wholeheartedly glad that such an amazing animation studio as Dingo fucking Pictures, aka that one German couple that got too bored, are taking this challenge into their own hands in regards to their protagonist characterization. I'm sure that they'll do an amazing job.
It was Marie, the deep bass bell, that had ruptured Quasimodo's eardrum.
Anyway, so there's a festival in Paris, attended by Ugly Man and Geese who graduated from the same tuning class as Naruto and Sasuke.
Oh, cried the glass of burgundy, oh, moon, you're divine inside of me. Pour forth from your silver chalice.
Bonus points for including Gringoire like in the original novel.
See, berries! Come ye all here! Come ye all here!
Here's to you, rest forever here in our hearts. The last moment is yours. The agony is your triumph. Here's to
As highlight of today's festival!
Okay, I gotta stop this. Like, help, for real. Is this some supposed stereotype that I'm supposed to get, but I'm missing? I can't tell half of what this guy is saying. I don't know if there's supposed to be some French intermingled in there, but gosh. So they have a competition in which whoever can make the ugliest face will win the title of the Pope of Fools. Of course, Quasimodo wins, and somehow people only realize it's him once he leaves the face stand. They do insult him, however, although this man clearly doesn't care. So Gringoire is still poor and he finds gypsy dancer Esmeralda in the square. Okay, let me fix this real quick.
Yo vengo de la isla de Japón, el fumarme 4 porros que mi novia me invitó. Yo vengo de la isla.
May I introduce Jolly, the smartest goat in the world?
Apparently Esmeralda's goat also suffers from baby Quasimodo syndrome.
Jolly, how late is it?
By Jove, she's right. It really is 7 o'clock.
Okay, this has got to be some kind of insult to the viewers. I mean, I get the joke, but the people here just seem too convinced. Oh well, at least they were not going to repeat the same joke twice.
And tell me, Jolly, which day of the month is it now?
Well, fuck me.
Bravo, Esmeralda! Bravo, Jalo!
Look, old man, if you make one more fucking comment about that goat, I'm gonna tear you to pieces. Apparently Frollo vows to bring down Esmeralda, not because he feels lust for her, or because she's a gypsy, but because apparently she's in line with the devil? I don't really know why this change was made, but sure.
And you've bewitched the goat, too. No normal animal behaves that way.
Okay, straight up, that goat was just making normal goat sounds. I mean, for all I cared, it could have been ordering a pint of cider.
Come away from the crazy monk, Jolly.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Honestly, not much interesting stuff actually happens immediately after this, other than a few more shots of Dorime Quasimodo and this awfully long shot of Gringoire walking. Anyway, Quasimodo gets told off by Frollo because of the whole Pope thing, and Gringoire tries to follow Esmeralda at night, gets chased by 2020 Jim Carrey, and ends up in Court of Miracles, the lair of Paris's thieves. Now for an intermission.